I
Welcome back. We begin with some breaking news coming in. First, pictures of the CCS meeting chaired by Prime Minister Modi at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg are with us. We can see the Prime Minister, Home Minister Amit Shah, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. J. Shankar, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, even NSA Ajit Doval in these pictures. The discussions on very animatedly as to what the next steps are going to be. And this is a high-profile meeting which is underway as we speak to determine how to respond to the terror attacks which has shaken the country. A terror attack which has brought back several memories from the past of innocent civilians and sometimes innocent army men being butchered by Pakistani-backed terrorists. Well, the question is not if there is going to be a response. Now the question is when the response is going to happen. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Ajay, the Prime Minister looks extremely serious. Of course, there are repercussions as well as planning and strategies being discussed at this point in time to teach Pakistan a lesson. We are also being told that Pakistan has started preparations as well. Their forces are also on high alert. A few of the air bases have also been activated. There are sorties being planned. What more can you tell us?
Vineet, you rightly said Pakistan is scared because they have committed some crime, and that crime is going to definitely give them a very painful result in the coming days, because that was something which was not expected, and the way basically they have targeted innocent civilian, innocent tourists over there in the Pahalgam, that is really shocking, and that's why world over it is condemned, and nation wants basically a strong action against Pakistan. That's why the voice is being raised by the people of the country in Jammu, in Kashmir, and all over the country, that they want a strong action, and that's why what we have seen, that Prime Minister cut short his visit of UAE, and he returned back to India, and he is now chairing a meeting in which Home Minister, Foreign Minister, NSA and other Defence Minister and other top officials, top ministers are basically in the meeting, and it is to basically plan a strategy that how to act, how to react, and how to decide that what they have to do in the coming days, because this is not the first time when Pakistan have done something in Jammu and Kashmir or in India as far as the terror activities is concerned, and this is not going to end if Pakistan is not taught a lesson.
Ajay, we're going to keep coming back to you. Let me also welcome our guests who are going to be speaking on this very tense crossroads we find ourselves at. Ambassador Bhaswati Mukherjee, former diplomat, with us on the program. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, senior defence expert, joins us on the show as well. Mr. Rakesh Sharma, former IG BSF, also joins us on the show. Last but not the least, Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, is joining us on the program as well. Ambassador Mukherjee, we begin with you, ma'am. There is obviously a very tense atmosphere at the Prime Minister's residence, but this is a moment where it will be decided what India's stance is going to be, what India's attitude and latitude will be when it comes to dealing with Pakistan. I have mentioned several times today that we cannot have another surgical strike, we cannot have another Balakot, we cannot have another Uri. We have to go after the head of the snake.
Well, there are certain aspects of what happened, this dastardly incident, which have never happened before. First, going after innocent civilians and singling them out on the basis of their religion, and then executing them in cold blood in front of their women relatives, clearly shows that the process of normalization in Jammu and Kashmir, the huge flocks of tourists, hotels being full, business being full, and the average Kashmiri Muslim was getting integrated into the mainstream of India's development, and there is no hostility at all towards Indians coming in from other parts of India, bringing business, filling at their hotels, buying their local produce, etc. Uh, if this incident was intended to stop the integration of J&K and particularly Kashmir into the Indian mainstream, it's not going to succeed. All Indians, including myself, will plan holidays in Kashmir. We will go there. We will stay in the hotels. We will not allow a few terrorists to upset what Prime Minister Modi and his government have achieved. On the other side, the signal that we have to give is that this kind of behavior is not acceptable to us under any circumstance. How we do it is up to our armed forces, our Prime Minister, Raksha Mantri to decide. When we do it is also up to them to decide. In my perspective, the sooner we do it, the better, so that they don't get time to prepare. You were saying there should not be a second Balakot, etc. We have to think this out very carefully because we have a problem on our eastern border. We have a problem in Myanmar. We have a huge problem with the Chinese, and we will be then opening up fronts on every side of India that you can think of, which is unprecedented since we became independent. So, when we go into war, we have to go with a cool head, but we have to calculate our assets and we have to decide what signaling to do and where. My own feeling is to go in and take out the camp would be a good first step, because going in to have a full-scale war with a nuclear armed state who has not ruled out first use of nuclear weapons, unlike us, we have ruled out first use of nuclear weapons, and whose army chief has just recently reminded the Pakistanis who are in the middle of an active civil war and actually bankrupt. He has reminded them of the process of partition. He has tried to tell them that there has always been two nation states in undivided India, etc. This army chief is trying to see how far he can go in pulling our tail. So he has to be taught a good lesson, because clearly he is interested in political power apart from military power that he already has for himself. And he is trying to unite the Pakistani army, which is not united. There are a lot of problems within the Pakistani army. Their economy is in shambles. I doubt if they could go on to an all-out war against us. But when the enemy is desperate, they can use nuclear assets. We have to be prepared for that. We also have to be prepared, in my perspective, to abrogate the Indus Waters Treaty and walk out of it. We have full rights to do it. We should do it. That will teach them a much better lesson, apart from taking out the camps, because that will really hit them hard where it should hit them hard. We should have never agreed to this Indus Waters Treaty in the first instance, signed between Nehru and Ayub Khan. It's high time that we walked out of it, and we should walk out of it as soon as possible. In the meantime, the nation awaits with impatience, like you and I and all my co-panelists, as to when this action will come, so that we can. I believe there is already firing has already started. I believe some Pakistani soldiers have already been killed by our armed forces, but that's a very small thing. We have to now see what further we do, and I'm sure we will take the Americans into confidence as to whatever we are planning to do. That is certain. I'm told that President Trump has spoken to Prime Minister Modi, and his Vice President is still in India. So I think whatever we do, we will take the Americans into confidence.
Valid points, ma'am. Fabulously put. Well, those are visuals coming in of the last